Okay, Lab 6, like always, print off your direction sheet, print off your answer sheet. Lab 6 is nutrition and metabolism. What you're going to do is read through the entire lab, just so you know exactly what you're doing. There's a couple calculations that you're going to need to do, and a couple websites that you might want to go to just because it makes it a little bit easier. So read through this, and you can start your lab. So what you want to do is first start off with the basal metabolic rate, the BMR, and this actually, the answer sheet, the direction sheet will tell you exactly what calculations to use, men and women. I know there's numbers in here and some of them seem a little bit off, but these calculations are correct. The formula is correct for it. So you can do it by hand, or you can go online and find a BMR conversion site, and you put in your height and weight and everything and your age, and it'll tell you what your BMR is. So you can do it that way. Then you want to do BMR including exercises, which the bottom of this chart right here shows you like what level of activity you are and what exercises are. So you'll do the calculation for that one. And then you're going to do the body mass index, and we have another formula for that one as well, and that formula is going to be on the second page of your lab directions sheet. And you're just going to take your weight in pounds and divide that by your height in inches squared. Then you want to multiply that by 703. So if this calculation looks really hard to you, you're going to want to go to another conversion chart which does your body mass index for you, and those charts are really accurate, so go ahead and use those if you'd like. Then what we want you to do is take your food intake for an entire day, everything that you consume, and things like fries, you know, a Coke and a burger, you're going to want to put down all the different things, all the different components of that burger, unless you go to the website for like Carl's Jr. and find out what the Western bacon cheeseburger was, and it'll tell you the calories and the grams of fat and things like that. And you can use those charts because it kind of already maps it out for you. If you made it at home, say you made a sandwich and you have lettuce and cheese and mayonnaise and bread, you want to account for each one of those items on your chart, and then you're going to want to do the calories for it, the number of servings you ate, the total fat in grams, the total fat in the serving size that you ate. You also want to do the percent carbs, the total carbs, and how many carbs you ate in that serving. So take your chart for the entire day, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, dessert, all that stuff. It all has to go in there. And then at the very end, we have you answer 4 questions. So it's really not that bad of a lab. The 4 questions are pretty typical, like what you should be eating in a 24-hour period, why or why not, based on what you typically ate and what you wrote down in your chart. And then based on what you know about nutrition, assess your own dietary habits. What are you doing right? What are you doing wrong? What can you improve? What do you see that you drink or eat a lot of that you really shouldn't be? Then we want you to do one calculation, which isn't that bad. Calculation is going to be if a pound of fat contains 3,500 calories and a person hopes to lose 12 pounds of fat in a month, how many calories must they reduce each day? Is it reasonable? Why or why not? And the setup for this calculation would be, you would want to take the 3,500 calories and you would want to write down your units. So you want to write calories, and you would multiply that by 12. You're multiplying it by 12 because they're saying 12 pounds of fat in a month. So 3,500 calories multiplied by 12 pounds of fat, and then you'll get something that is calories of fat. And you'll want to take the calories of fat that you just determined and divide that by 30, because on average there's about 30 days in a month. And so dividing that by 30, you're going to get how many calories you need to reduce your diet by. Most people have a 2,000 to 2,500 calorie diet. So the number is fairly large, and you want to decide whether that's reasonable or if it's not. If it's going to put this person in a starvation mode, is it healthy? Just tell us why you think it's reasonable or if it isn't reasonable. Okay, and then the last one we want you to determine is how can a person create a calorie deficient? So what you want to do is explain how the book tells you to create a calorie deficient diet. So you can go through and look at the charts that they have in there and see what they recommend for a calorie deficient diet and put that on there. And then you're done with Lab 6.